It's mailbag time here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I am Harrison Graham, ready and eager to answer all of your questions. So load them up, hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat. Let's go to Kay Chapel. Do you think we will beat the Bills in the AFC Championship game? I hope so. I do think that's the favorite to be the conference title game, Chiefs-Bills this year. I think they're the two best teams in the AFC. I think they're a good notch ahead of everybody else. I do think the AFC is loaded and it's deep, but I do think Kansas City and Buffalo stand out. Hopefully. That would be an epic game once again. And I know the Bengals made the Super Bowl last year, but Chiefs-Bills, that felt like the AFC Championship game a year ago. Laura Ortiz, how about a midseason push for Robert Quinn? It's possible. Bears start slow, looking to add picks for the future. You go trade for Robert Quinn. I could see that. Wouldn't rule it out. I don't think a before Week 1 trade is on the table at this point. I also think the Chiefs have bulked up their pass rushing unit. You can never have enough pass rushers, but with the way Karlaftis has looked in the preseason, you added Dunlap. Hopefully he's good to go. I know he's been dealing with the sore Achilles, but if he's healthy, he's going to be in a nice addition. So, yeah, maybe on Quinn. Let's see how the first few weeks of the season go. Chiefs asks, do you think Blake Bell will make the Chiefs 53-man? Yeah, I think so. I think he's safe. He's been in this system for a few years now with a one-year stint in Dallas, came back last year. These are the four I got making it, man. Kelsey obviously is going to be here. I think Bell is here. Fortson's making this team. I think Noah Gray's safe as well. I just think these four guys are going to make it. And quite frankly, I think the Chiefs are going to run some 2 and some 3 tight end sets. And if that's the case, keeping 4 is completely within the realm of possibility. From Benny, Justin Watson looks good. Could the Chiefs give him a bigger role and trade Mecole Hardman? Interesting idea, because Hardman is entering a contract year, and if you're not expecting a big jump from him, and if you feel good about Justin Watson, who, I'll just be frank, I think he needs to see the field. Every time he's out there, he's making plays. Watson needs to be out there. If you feel like that, and what if a team's like, hey, we'll give you a 3rd, 4th for Mecole Hardman? I'm not saying you just get rid of him, but if you're already hesitant about re-signing him and someone gives you a middle-round pick for him, I'd consider it, especially if you're comfortable with Justin Watson. Now, I'm not looking to trade Mecole Hardman, but that doesn't mean I'm hanging up the phone either if teams are interested. So we'll see. I know one thing, Justin Watson needs to get some playing time. Who do you want to have a bigger role this year? Type JW for Justin Watson, type MH for Mecole Hardman. I still think it'll be Hardman, but I do think there will be a role for Justin Watson. Nick Webker asks, do you think the Chiefs should bring in a veteran corner, or will we be okay running this young pack of dogs we have in the secondary? I think they're okay for now. I mean, they cut DeAndre Baker and Lonnie Johnson for a reason. They like the young guys. And, Snead and Fenton have been here for a few years. Yes, McDuffie's a rook, but he's a first-round guy. You've got, Jalen Watson and Josh Williams, who have shown a lot as rookies as well. I think they're set for now. Now, maybe the first couple of weeks go by and they don't like how it's going. Maybe you go sign or trade for someone, but I think you're in a good spot right now. I really do. Riley, should we sign Dante Hightower for a backup middle linebacker? Isn't he done? I feel like he retired. I'll have to double check that, Riley. I think he's done, though. Mike Tilson, I'm concerned about the lack of production from the run game. We need to be more productive there. Yeah, I'll say a couple things about the run game. One, they've clearly emphasized throwing the ball more in the preseason. I think they just want to get Mahomes reps while he's out there, and obviously a guy like Shane Buechele as much opportunities as possible when he's in the game. But, yeah, I will say that, there's been a few times where I'm like, O-line kind of got driven back on that handoff there. So I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I also think that the way they're addressing this preseason, not a ton of emphasis on the running game. But, yeah, I think, there hasn't been a lot of chunk plays in the run. You'd obviously like to find more of those. Cole Keller, could Jody Fortson be tight end 2 by season's end as long as he stays healthy? Yeah, I mean, he might be right now, quite frankly. But if you're running 2 tight end sets, Bell, if he's healthy, is a better blocker than Fortson, obviously, who's a converted wide receiver. So Bell's going to have a role. But, yeah, I mean, in clear passing downs, I do think Fortson's your second best tight end. I think he's clearly your best receiving tight end, not named Travis Kelce. So, absolutely. Joe Fazio, will we keep 4 running backs? I've got the Chiefs keeping 3 plus a fullback right now. This is my projection at running back. CEH, Jerick McKinnon, Isaiah Pacheco, Michael Burton. Don't think Ronald Jones makes this team, and maybe Derek Gore could sneak on, but I think he's more of a practice squad guy. Robert Blunt, do you think we will end up keeping all the draft picks we chose in 2022 on the roster? One guy they may not is Najee Johnson. Late pick, one of the last picks in the draft, but he's fighting for a roster spot too. It's not like he has no chance, but I just think they're pretty deep in the secondary, so he would be the one guy that may not make it. J.D. Hollowell, what is the likelihood Lucas Niang comes back and plays this season? I still think there's a decent chance. He's obviously on the PUP list right now, and I have him in my roster projection starting on the PUP, which means he would miss at least the first 4 weeks. But I think there's a chance he'll come back this year. I'm not saying it's great. We haven't heard a ton of clarity there, but I do think, a month, 2 months into the season, he could get back and healthy and help contribute for this football team. 2 ways to support the show here on the Chiefs Report. Subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Give us a follow on Rumble, rumble.com/ChiefsTV. We publish content on both video platforms every single day, the latest Chiefs news, rumors, both on Rumble and on YouTube. Help us grow. We just crossed 31,000 subs during our Chiefs versus Commanders watch party. Recently crossed 4,000 Rumble followers. That's great also. If you're looking for an extra way to support the show, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Rumble. Braden Perez, do you think Dunlap will start opposite of Frank Clark? I kind of think actually George Karlaftis is going to start. And, Dunlap is going to be a heavy rotation guy as your third edge rusher. And that's the best case scenario because that means George Karlaftis as a rookie has come in and is ready to go. I mean, you tell me, has he looked the part or has he looked the part in the preseason? He's looked pretty damn good. I think Karlaftis has earned the opportunity to start. Miles asks, could the Chiefs trade Josh Gordon or Ronald Jones since both players might get cut? Interesting question, Miles. You could try. You could kind of do what the Raiders did with Nick Mullins, their third-string quarterback, get a conditional 7th, and if they make the team, you get a pick, whatever the case may be, on the condition. But you're not going to get more than something like that because these are 2 guys that are going to get cut, and I think teams around the league probably know that. So at most, you're going to get a conditional 6th or 7th. Nick Yates, do you think Juju should be playing a lot more in the preseason? And any news on Mecole Hardman? I think Hardman's fine. We'll have more of an update later on in the week. But, Juju's been dealing with the sore knee, so no reason to force it. I got no problem with these guys missing preseason time. They should be ready to go. Couple more here. Boomer Miller, can we get another wide receiver? Sure, you can. I mean, guys like Emmanuel Sanders are still out there. I think a midseason OBJ signing could be possible as he's going to sign with a contender. I think there's absolutely an opportunity to go get one. I also don't know if you need one, though. I mean, your top 4 are set. Justin Watson as a number 5 is pretty damn good. Do you need another receiver? I don't know if you do, so appreciate the question, but don't think you need one. Name a player that the Chiefs should go out and trade. I want to hear it from you guys in the comments. Name a player that the Chiefs should trade. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to this first mailbag of the week. Follow me on social media as my voice just cracked, at HGrahamNFL on Twitter, at HGrahamNFL on Instagram. If we didn't get to your question, you could DM me. DM's always open. Ask away over there. Should be fun leading up to the regular season.